So this is going to be for lesson 107 and 108 because lesson 107 is just Roman numerals. There's nothing I can really teach you on it. You'll just have to use the chart to figure out what each of the letters, the value is, like a V being a 5 and a I being a 1 and so on and so forth. But otherwise, there's not much I can do with that. Remember that if the I's come before a letter, that means one or two less. If they come after, you're adding to the thing. So anytime you put a lesser valued letter in front of a higher value, then you are subtracting. If you put it after, you are adding. But otherwise, you'll just have to use the chart. For fractional percents, you are going to take each one of these, and remember that all percents are out of 100. So you could put this over 100 and then add zeros. That's one way of doing it. For instance, I could say 0.04 over 100, and then I need to move this over 2 places to get rid of the decimal, which means I add 2 zeros. So it's the same as saying 4 over 10,000, and then you could reduce it. So 2 over 5,000 and 1 over 200, 22,500. So that would be one way to do it. And then the other way to do it, which I think is easier in this case, would be to change it into a decimal first. So we move the decimal place over 2 places to the left when we go percent to decimal. So now we have 0.0004, and then for the decimal, and then we can convert that to the fraction by looking at the place value. This is tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000. So we have 10,000 on the bottom and 4 on the top because that was the value, and then we reduce it again, which was the 1 over 2,500. So you can do it either way. 22.5%. You could do it the same way if you wanted to do fraction first. 22.5 over 100. We got to get rid of the decimal, so we move it over 1 and have 225 over 1,000. And then we reduce, which you could do it by, would that be 9 over 400, I think. 25 goes into, 400 or 40. 9 over 40. And I think that's reduced as far as it can go. And then for the decimal, again, move it over 2 places to the left and you get 0.225, 1/4%, so the equivalent of 0.25. For the decimal, you move it over 2 places. So we put the decimal here, 0, 0, you get 0.0025. And then it's 25 over 10,000 again. And then you could reduce that. So that would be 1 over 4,000. No, that seems too much. 1 over 400 for that one. That's all you do with fractional percents is convert it into one of these the way you always have been. If you want to do it into a fraction first, just add zeros for how many decimal places there are. And if you want to do a decimal first, just move the decimal place over, and then you can